Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. So the topic of today's video is actually a topic that I had been messaged a couple times by people to talk about on this channel. So today we're gonna talk about Caleb and Maddie and their problematic start to their relationship. I know that in Kody's eyes, Caleb is the ultimate catch, and at times he seemed even more enamored with Caleb than even Maddie was. But this timetable, you guys, for their relationship is sketchy and problematic, and we're just gonna talk about it. I will say just right off the bat, Maddie and Caleb have been married since 2016. They seem like they're very happily married. She is now 25, I believe. He is 34. They have 2 kids, and they even have hosted Maddie's siblings at their house. So I think Isabel actually, after season 16 wrap, did go to live with Maddie for a period of time. So I just wanted to put that out there, that they are very happily married, it would appear. But here's the thing. Caleb is almost a decade older than Maddie, and they married when she was 19 years old. And, obviously there was dating and an engagement before that. They did get married pretty quickly, but, the further back you go, the less of age Maddie becomes and the more problematic this whole dynamic is. I will say I've talked about this topic once before on this channel. I made a video where I talked about Kody and Mary's failed courtship of a minor back before Janelle even joined the family. This was when Kody was like 23 or 24 and the minor was 17, and they waited till she became 18 to propose to her, and that courtship ultimately failed. I did receive some comments from people on that video that said, look, it's a couple years, and it's not like Kody was this old man at the time, and age differences aren't that uncommon, and I can totally understand that when somebody is an adult. And I even said that in that video. But what I will say that's going on here and what's going on there, and especially when you wait until someone becomes 18 to pull the trigger on a romantic relationship, this is all grooming. And Maddie and Caleb, in my opinion, is a pretty classic example of grooming. I did see this comment on a Reddit thread discussing the timeline of Maddie and Caleb's relationship, and it sums up my thoughts pretty well. This person wrote, "I'm not shocked by age differences. I am bothered that Janelle mentioned seeing sparks between them after Curtis died." And Curtis is Kody's brother, who was married to Caleb's sister. So when Curtis passed away, it was a tragic motorcycle accident. Maddie met Caleb in the emergency room where her uncle passed away. So that's how they met. So I am bothered that Janelle mentioned seeing sparks between them after Curtis died, when Maddie would have been in high school, though. I know some couples in wonderful, healthy relationships with age differences, but when one person is an adult and the other one is a teenager, that's gross. Differences in maturity exist, but there should still be a clear divide between adulthood and teenage years. There absolutely should be a divide between adulthood and teenage years. And the overall theme of this video is the fact that this divide gets blurred in the Brown family, and it's, in my opinion, pretty hypocritical given the fact that Kody tries to distinguish their family and their brand of Mormonism and polygamy as something different than the sects that are known for child abuse. If Maddie, at her present age of 25, started dating 34-year-old Caleb, that doesn't turn heads the way a high school student dating a person approaching 30 would. Like, it just, as I said in previous videos, as you get older, your life experience starts becoming closer to those maybe that you might have an age difference with. So an age difference of someone in their 20s and someone in their 30s might not be as much as someone who is a literal teenager in high school having nothing life experience-wise in common with someone in their late 20s. It is mentioned several times on the show by the adults that Madison is mature and wise beyond her years, but just because a child is wise beyond their years doesn't make them not a child. They're still a literal child, and the adult that they're talking to, it's not appropriate because of the age difference, no matter how mature the minor is. You don't hold a mature teenager in the same regard that you hold a actual adult person. It's just, in my opinion, not the same thing.
There's a guy, and we're pretty serious, but we're gonna go about it in your sense of fashion, and you know him. It just sort of happened.
And who is it?
Caleb Brush.
Wait, Erica's brother?
Caleb. Oh, hey, I couldn't have picked better myself. I know the family.
I mean, this isn't some weird second cousin getting married thing. I mean, this is really, truly, there's no blood relationship here. Serious? Is this a serious? Like you're gonna marry him?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
We spent some time together, and like, I was attracted to him, but it was like, he's Erica's brother. That's weird. There's an age difference. That's weird.
Caleb's got 10 years on you.
You got 11 years on Robin.
So there's an age difference, and I think that that's okay because Madison's an intense personality. She'll need a more mature person.
We were just friends. We texted. We talked on the phone. A couple years later, he was like, he asked me if I thought we were supposed to be together, and I was like, yeah, sort of.
I was actually really excited when Madison said who this guy was that she's interested in. I was completely shocked, though.
Freaking hallelujah, it's this guy.
By all the vibes I'm getting, this is right in her life.
When Maddie told Kody, Janelle, and Christine about Caleb, the trio reacted with exuberation and glee. They were so excited, when I think most people would be really concerned if their teenage daughter just told them that they were interested in dating an almost 30-year-old. I just think this shines a light on how even in this progressive polygamist sect, the AUB, and specifically Kody and his brand of polygamy, because we've been told that even he is more progressive than some of the other AUB families, that even in this progressive family, they are continually pushing the boundaries on what is appropriate. In my opinion, there needs to be a line, a clear defined line between adults and children. And the more you blur that line, the more likely it will cease to exist. Kody has criticized other polygamous sects like the Kingston clan, the FLDS, for the abuse of children. But we see in his own family, the AUB blurs the line when it comes to child labor, inappropriate romantic relationships, and the mistreatment of the sister wives. In this clip, Maddie and the adults, Janelle and Kody in particular, do acknowledge the age difference, but they put the culpability of the flirting on Maddie, and that the romantic attraction was initially like on her. They kind of leave any kind of accountability out of it when it comes to Caleb, who was the adult. Look, I mean, I don't think it's uncommon for teenagers, especially teenage girls, to have crushes on, celebrities, movie stars, their teachers. Hell, I had a crush on my history teacher, and what we didn't do was engage in a 2-year friendship correspondence. It's just, boundaries. Now, the two didn't live in the same state, so I don't think anything physical happened before Maddie turned 18. But are we really supposed to believe that this was a strictly family friend, platonic relationship when Maddie was actually doing this behind Kody and Janelle's back? They didn't actually know about this until Maddie told them, and they were fine with it, but they were, talking essentially in secret. Are we supposed to think that this friendship had no romantic undertones until Maddie turned 18? I don't buy that. And I'll say something else. I'm actually the same age as Caleb. I'm 34 as well. And when I was 27, 28, which is the age that he met Maddie, I definitely did not have any friends that were in high school. I didn't have any family friends that had teenagers that I was really best friends with. It's just When you're 27 or 28, when I was 27 or 28, I was going out to dinners, out to bars, I was traveling. I actually lived in New York when my whole family lived in California, in Los Angeles. So it's your life experience, you know, you're post-college, maybe you're several years into the workforce, presumably. Like high school is a decade behind you, a literal decade behind you. Honestly, like if Caleb was not someone known to the family, I think that this would have gotten a lot more pushback. If Maddie had gotten to know Caleb or met him in like an online internet chat room, I think that Janelle, Kody, Christine, and Mary and Robin would have been like, absolutely not, no way. Because, you know, that's traditionally what we think of when you think of grooming. Grooming isn't always that black and white, and sometimes teenagers don't even know that it's happening when it's happening. It's really important for parents to recognize when their children, their minor children, are engaging in relationships, friendly or not, with adults that are significantly older than them, or just adults. Just because they knew the family, they knew Caleb, it doesn't make it appropriate for him to have had a friendship or that turned into a romantic relationship with Maddie when she was just coming of age. We all have this like collective notion that the creepy man preying on internet chat rooms is gross, but there are other relationships between significantly older people, men and women, with significantly younger, you know, bordering on even being legal young men and women, that it's completely inappropriate. I can bring up the example of Celine Dion, who met her record-producing husband when she was like 13 or 14 years old. They had a long, happy marriage, but that still doesn't make how the relationship started okay. It's still incredibly inappropriate, and it would be completely different if, you know, okay, Caleb's a family friend and now Maddie's 25 and they fall in love, right? That's different than them carrying on a secret friendship when she's 16, 17, 18. Then it magically turns romantic and then they get engaged. To me, there is a big difference there. Anyways, you guys, I had some of you message me and ask my thoughts on this. These are my thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Reality Squad, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one.